It's very easy to get tacky with the themed venues.
If we don't create a wholesome experience, the sound, smell and touch, until and unless this all comes together, no matter how beautiful the space looks, it'll never be a success.
You have Burj Al Arab right next to you and you feel like you're dining in Positano.
For me, one of the start points is talk with the chef to understand his vision, the food that they prepare for that environment, how we can connect with the whole experience, so we can understand his ideas, where this is coming from, and connect the architecture, the space, the finishes, the pattern, the lighting, to enhance that experience. Everything should be connected.
In Keane, we have a specific team for the consult, which they are very great with doing the research for the venues before we start. They do the demographics, studies. They work geographically as well to study the surroundings, and then we come up with the right concept for this exact, location. We strive so much to keep the storytelling, the streamline of the whole concept concealed and visible at the same time, but then you can explore around the restaurant, you find in the details, you can find it in the fabrics, you can find it in the furniture itself, the selection. You can see it like maybe it's the decorative elements.
We're all kind of saying a similar type of thing, like with F&B, with hospitality. It's very immersive. It's really about the story. It's about the user's engagement with the space and their journey throughout the space. So I think, designers obviously have a real focal point on that. But for contractors as well, like we need to be very aware of that aspect and really respect that aspect and all the little intricacies, the small details, and make sure that our craftsmanship and our delivery reflects exactly the design intent and the client's expectations and wishes for the project.
More and more, we're getting briefs from clients to add twists. Even if the concept of the restaurant is based on a cuisine of a country or a region, they want to separate themselves from the market and come up with something new.
We are a melting pot in Dubai, so we have so many of the same kind of cuisines and everybody trying to do something slightly different than the other. So when it comes to that, we try to source responsibly when it comes to materials. Like a good example is to take the humble bamboo weave that you see in most Asian establishments, and how we did it in one of our restaurants in the Radisson Red called Magao. We took that and we created these lovely screens that are super contemporary, and they were all colored in the red that they wanted the space to be. So that was something that was quite different from what you would see in its natural form.
The furniture is always a very important piece for the F&B environment because it needs to last long. We know that the traffic, it's really intense, and always thinking about next steps with our clients. They need to manage and they need to maintain this space for long. So it's something that we need to take care. It's not only about the look, the feel, it's the quality as well.
We're seeing that the craftsmanship locally is getting better and better. I think sometimes as designers, we don't get to see that till the end of a project when perhaps things have been value engineered. And so there's a bit of a stigma towards local craftsmanship and local engineering, but more and more we're seeing that the potential is quite high and real quality work is coming out of the region.
So we do FF&E manufacturing, but we also do FF&E procurement, and we have to be obviously very careful on those two parts. If it's manufacturing, it's when it's custom manufacturing, and with that we work closely with a designer. We receive sketches, which we then develop into shop drawings, and we produce in our factory. Now, the benefits of that is it allows obviously a lot of mock-ups, prototypes and inspections along the journey of the project. So designers can come to our factory, so can clients. They can actually touch, feel, sit, like we need to think of like the ergonomic uses, so banquet seating, tables. They have to, even cushioning, so the density of cushions, we can come, clients can sit on them. If they want them harder, they want them softer. We can really get into all of that. Whereas if you were bringing something that was specified from outside the region, you couldn't quite have that same, activity in the actual development of the pieces.